carry out good research for civic monitoring, it is necessary to collect data and information both on the project to be monitored and on the surrounding context, such as the socio-economic and environmental characteristics of the territory. How and where can you find this data? Let's take a look together at the main research techniques. When we talk about research techniques, we refer to specific methods and strategies necessary to find, collect, and analyze information. Depending on the type of research we are conducting, some techniques may be more useful than others, and that is why it is important to know them and think about which to choose. Finding reliable data is essential for any type of research, especially for civic monitoring. Accurate data allows you to have a clear and correct view of reality, enabling you to make informed decisions and present credible results. That is why, first of all, it is important to know the types of data useful for your research, keeping in mind the distinction between primary data and secondary data. Let's take a look at them together. Secondary data are information that has already been collected, analyzed, and published by other people or organizations. For example, the data you collected from the OpenCoesione portal related to your project, or data from institutional websites of the municipality, the region, and even the European Commission, or from official sites such as that of ISTAT. Even administrative data need constant verification regarding their actual representation of reality, and this is where you can play your part. If you find any inconsistencies in the data updates reported on the OpenCoesione portal, you can report such anomalies by filling out the form dedicated to such communications, indicating, as the reason for contact, report error in data. You can look for secondary data in the academic world, or more generally in research studies. Articles, reports, and other types of scientific publications can provide you with useful and at the same time reliable information. You can also find them in news outlets, on websites, and various web portals. Always pay attention to who published them and look for reliable sources. In the digital world, it's easy to come across hoaxes and fake news, false information created to deceive or manipulate people.
To avoid falling into these traps, it is important to always verify the sources of your information. As you already know, primary data are those collected directly by you. They are information not yet available that you may need for your monitoring research. Let's now look together at the main tools to detect them. The questionnaire is certainly one of the most well-known. It is a tool made up of a series of different types of questions. For example, closed-ended or open-ended questions, single answer or multiple answer questions. It is useful for obtaining information about opinions, behaviors, experiences, or knowledge of the respondents. However, it requires time and effort to build. You must first define your objective and decide who to address it to. This will be your reference population. Statistical surveys often target a representative sample of a reference population that mirrors its characteristics on a smaller scale. Non-sample surveys can also be conducted, like the one you are doing, which still provide important information about the observed population. Then, you need to create questions that must be clear and simple. Once ready, you will need to organize the delivery to the selected individuals and later analyze their responses. Digital tools can help. Try using applications like Google Forms or SurveyMonkey. There are also interviews to be conducted with people directly or indirectly involved. For example, you can interview an official who followed the project you are monitoring or gather impressions from people living in the observed area. In journalistic jargon, this type of interview is called vox populi. In all cases, you must create a set of clear and simple questions to gather the necessary information. Additionally, it is recommended to use a recorder or simply your smartphone to listen to it later and transcribe the parts most relevant to your work. Or the focus group, a sort of group interview that begins with a careful selection of the group to be addressed, with prompt questions to analyze a specific topic in depth, not only through answers, but especially through the interaction among the participants themselves. Choose and organize the data collection method that best suits your research needs, always keeping in mind the distinction between primary and secondary data. In general, a good mix of the two types of sources is certainly the best solution. Now it's your turn.